Hey y'all, so I have a message for you today. It's the first week of the new year, 2026. And what I like to tell you guys is that there are multiple New Years, okay? So Chinese New Year is coming up soon, and that's really when we'll transition from the year of the, what was it this year? Snake? I should say last year, but really we're still in the year of the snake. The year of the horse happens when Chinese New Year happens. So there are multiple New Years. And then we have again a new year when spring arrives, because Aries is the baby of the zodiac. So when it makes sense to start the year then. So we have multiple points as to when we're going to start over. Is my deck upside down? Okay, I'm going to take it as upright. That just acts. Okay, so we have the Ace of Shells. Oh, and on the back, we have the shadow, self-empowerment, ambition. I'm hearing delve, like delving deep, like digging deep. You guys are digging deep into yourself. That's self-empowerment, happiness. You guys this year, excuse me, are going on a journey, right? A journey. I want to say, I'm hearing I wanted to say self-empowerment, but I kept hearing self-improvement. But I feel like you've been working on yourself for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like, when does the work stop? And technically it never does, but truly there's supposed to be balance. There's supposed to be breaks where you get to play, let your inner child out. The reason why you even went into the shadow is to rescue your inner child, is to get that, you know what? And foxes are very playful. They say cunning, but really it's just a strategy. Like, they look at their opponent, they size them up mentally, even if it's not by size, it's like, let me look at your habits. Some people could be studying you, but I hear like, I'm studying me. Like, you're studying yourself. You're learning about yourself. You're figuring out what makes you really happy. You're really thinking like, what do I want to manifest into this life? And the thing is that, yes, manifest, but also align with an experience. I always feel like we have to take that word manifestation just a step or two further, and not to complicate it, but more so to clearly align with exactly with what we desire. The energy feels really high. I've been wanting to do readings, but it's just like the time just wasn't lining up. But today feels very aligned. 7:07 on the clock as we speak, and 2:14 on the timer. Okay, those numbers might mean something to you. Valentine's Day might mean something to you. But yeah, the Ace of Shells, happiness and abundance. What is really for me? That's what I get every time I see this card. Now, it did come out upside down, but should I take it right side up? And yes, right. Today, it's a tarot oracle reading. It's an oracle, okay? I like this deck because it's very flexible. I feel like this deck was made for a mutable energy like me, okay? Cards are very sticky. Queen of Feathers came out upside down. Should I take it upright? Okay, so everything's going to be upright today. The Queen of Feathers, perception and truth. Yes. Okay, so not only are you flying high in the sky, you're diving deep into the depths of your own sea, of the water. That could be your intuition, that could be your emotions, that could be your love, your kindness, right? But just as deep as you dive is how high you can fly. And the amazing thing about it is that having the bat doesn't have their eyes. A true animal that is based off of faith. And a lot of fish or this is an amphibian, but a lot of sea marine animals, they tend to also not be able to see the deeper they go. They can only use feeling, they can only use the slight movement of the wave to figure out where food might be. In the stillness, in the darkness of it all, they figure it out. And they have literally blind faith, because there are parts of the ocean where the sunlight just doesn't reach. And again, you're flying high into the sky. The shadow card is gone. But when you think about it, they fly in the darkness. So into the deep, into the shadows. The shadow energy is like very, very, very prevalent here. You have been doing the work. You have been doing the shadow work. And if you haven't, this is a call to continue or do. I know you guys are being called, some of you, into seasons of rest, into seasons of peace, into seasons of enjoyment. But understand that everything you've done is not to be, everything you've done obviously hasn't been seen and will not be seen, but you will be. Right? So don't worry about the flowers you haven't gotten. Don't worry about the things that you have sacrificed and done for yourself that people just don't know about. That was for you. That was for your growth. And honestly, when you start shining, like, you're already shining, but when you're placed in the spotlight, right? Because people say like, oh, you're being placed in the spotlight when the light is coming from you already, but when people finally realize where that light source is coming from, right? Because they see the sun. But you know how when the sun is so bright, look at it, you squint it, you can't really see it. It's there. You're the sun in the situation. But it's because you've gone so deep. So by leading by faith and not by sight, by trusting the feelings, the vibrations, the echoes, that's why echo is so important. The sonar. to bats, right? And to a lot of fish. And even modern day boats and things like that use sonar when in the ocean to figure out where things are, rocks and different things, especially submarines. You know what I'm saying? Because they dive deep. There's low visibility, low sunlight. There's so many, even planes flying high in the sky use sonar because sometimes you might not be able to see the mountain because the clouds are too thick. You see what I'm saying? Like, and that is literally what your intuition has been. You have been trained in the sky to fly high. You've been trained in the depths of the sea to dive deep and to survive, and you have done that shit, and it's your time to shine. Literally. This is your time. 2026. Okay, we have multiple times to start over, but make sure that, okay, I got a message yesterday because like last year one of the words that I kept getting was pivot, right? But when things start to get a little hard for a dream or an idea you have, stick with it. Follow your intuition. You had that idea for a reason. Don't pivot out of the idea and start something new, because yes, I'm saying we because I feel like this message is also for me. We have a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of ideas, a wealth of things that we can do that will all be successful. That's the reason why we got them and why we're tapped into the consciousness that is and that will always be, right? Because that is also us, a part of you and me. But pivot into being flexible on how you get to that destination, on how you get to birthing that thing. Like when a woman is giving birth to a child, obviously most people want to do natural childbirth, meaning the child comes through the cervix down out of the vagina. Sometimes that doesn't happen. So what do? Okay, we're going to have to do a C-section. We're going to have to do this. There are other options to get to the goal. We just don't say, okay, kill the baby. And obviously in this example, the baby is your idea, your dream, the thing you're going for, the thing you're going to. Okay, you are going to be reaching depths and heights that have never been seen before for the likes of people who thought they were just like you, but they always knew that you were different. They always knew that you were cut from a different cloth, even though you came from the same clan, or maybe I should say factory. Yeah, factory. Okay, black people. Notice how well, you know what I mean, tribe. Ashe. Oh, hold on. Okay, so we got the Eight of Feathers, right? That's what just fell. And usually in tarot, the Eight of Swords is you being trapped in your own mental prison, usually of your own creation, because you are participating in keeping yourself there. The doors, it's not even you're not even in a cell. The thing is that the swords are usually behind you and you're usually blindfolded. And I think some field mice can't see. That might have been a myth that got busted, but I feel like some of them, or at least they're born blind for the most part, but things are evolving. Okay, that's what I'm getting, just like you. So that might not even be the case. But the words are courage and solutions. There's always a solution to a problem. Do not let these physical things give you mental proclivities, okay? Give you mental issues, mental problems. And this is not to make light of anybody struggling with their mental, because I have been there. I've been there, and it's not like I feel like I'm so above it where something can't rock my world, where I might end up back where I was, the deep darkness that I was in. You like fighting out of any mental proclivity, mental issue, mental situation, mental jail is a feat within itself. Pulling yourself up, having the faith to not yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to everyone who successfully did that, may your soul rest in peace, literally. Okay, anyways, I'm getting teary. So some of you may be thinking about doing that. I promise you, there is a better day. I am literally a product of that. And no, you may not see the riches and everything yet, but when I tell you that life is beautiful, life is rich, and I'm so happy that I'm still, I promise you, there are people waiting to meet you and waiting to love you that really, they were born to help you shine, born to make your life even more enjoyable, born to help add fulfillment to the life that you're living today. But you have to move like these animals. You have to move in faith even when you can't see it, and believe that there will be happier days. Now back to this Eight of Feathers. Oh my God. Sorry. Like, I'm at work. Don't want to be crying, but it is what it is. There are solutions. There are solutions. And if you have the courage to stand up through the fire, if you have the courage to sit with that uncomfortableness, I promise you, sitting with it doesn't mean you're not moving or progressing, but sitting with it is acknowledging that this is where you are and I have the power to change it, even if it's one step per day. Okay, so do not let these things get to you. I feel like you've gone through so much darkness, so much death, even as like you were flying through the darkness and you were swimming through the darkness looking for the sun, looking for the moon, not realizing that it was you. It has always been you. The light has always been you. So once you step into that power, once you step into that acknowledgement and you start to shine, you're going to see so much things that you couldn't see when you were in the darkness. So many blessings, so many people, so much love, so much care. Okay? We got the 3 of shells. Yes, playfulness and bliss. Okay? That's what's waiting for you. Friends, this is what I'm saying. Family. It might not be the family you were born into, but it's the family that you need, the family that you create, and the family that you get to pick. Okay? And lastly, we got the 2 of crystals. What is crystals again? The 2 of acorns. Balance and adaptability. You might have to choose. Oh, look at that. Australia has been a thing. I was talking to somebody about Australia. But you might be moving. You might have to choose between 2. You might have to choose, like, will I keep telling the same story that I've always told? Do I desire to keep my life the same, or do I desire for change? Am I going to step out on a limb and post that video, make that compliment? Oh, okay. Take the compliment, make the compliment, be seen. Am I going to do something differently today that could possibly change and shape my reality? And we always seem to forget as humans, right? And I get it. We get distracted by the everyday rigmarole, thing and thing, thoughts, responsibilities, that we forget that if we do a small thing differently every day consistently, there will be a change. You just have to give the timeline, this reality, this 3D matter that we're living in right now, or 4D, I should really say, because we can sense and smell things and taste things, a little time to catch up with us. We are so unlimited and so powerful. Like, if you compare us to a computer, we are like a supercomputer living inside of a laptop. Okay, but a laptop or even a smartphone is really, really, really strong today. It's just not like a supercomputer, right? But very close. So just give it a little time, because its processing features and its processing speed just is not as instantaneous as your manifestation of it. And the truth is, that's a blessing, because you have to go through the mindset changes. You have to start integrating these beliefs, and it gives you time to really step into becoming and being that person that is supposed to have what you want, but also someone who is equipped enough to keep it and to do the right things to multiply it. Okay, we're changing habits. 2026, we're becoming better versions of ourselves, and we're healing even more. Okay, people, I love you guys. Have a great and blessed day.